Okay, guys. Welcome to the stream. Today we will play, finally, Morvaine. Episode 7, Season 1. First season, Episode 7. It's not only criminals who inhabit this bleak place. There are also those whose souls are incapable of anger. But what keeps them here? Good question. Brody. It's not only criminals who inhabit this bleak place. There are also those whose souls are incapable of anger. But what keeps them here? Okay, I already... Yes. Let's go. After a few minutes of walking, Kaiden definitely wouldn't have come here.
Yes, to the river. It's beautiful there.
Beautiful. Oily, slick spread across the surface of the water. Is that gasoline?
I missed you, my man. I missed you so much. My Isaac, I missed you. I wanted to see you for a long time, and finally you are here. Thank you for being here, Isaac. I'm so happy to see him. I really missed him, you know, very much.
Looks like it.
A rainbow!
The once living river is poisoned by the nearby industrial zone. Kira wets her lips. The air in her lungs has a damp, bitter taste. Their gazes drift to the opposite bank. They are looking at a black hearse smeared with dirt, one of our.
These are for children.
What? Thank God Isaac said he had helped me. Is he helping? Brody laughs. There isn't a trace of fear in his tone or expression. He simply can't quite grasp how his words sound. What do you mean for children? Brody gives a friendly wave and a natural gesture as if learned from someone else.
Children like cars. Adam is kind. He likes to entertain them. But he himself likes a different kind of car.
He points into the distance. There, beyond the rusted fence, stands a double-decker tour bus.
Brody likes the steering wheel while Adam is talking. And the coffins, Adam is friends like those black coffins on wheels.
Adam's friends? Who? Kira recalled how Laura had quietly wondered what exactly the tour guide's role was in Morvaine's food chain. It's unlikely the local top brass would encourage noisy tours just as a stone's throw from their criminal den. That, or maybe it's exactly the opposite. They are normalizing this place. Isaac listens to the factory workers chatter with a stone face, but Kira notices how keenly attentive he is beneath his mask of friendliness. So Adam runs tour around Morvaine, right?
Not to Morvaine. Always around Morvaine. Adam says it's dangerous for children to go there.
This Adam really is very kind. Kira wonders how Isaac manages to keep such a convincing expression knowing he doesn't share that last thought. It's hard to explain away a tour guide with the habits of a psychopath. Still, it's the only way to get any detail at all out of Brody, to keep the conversation going as if it's friendly, not an interrogation.
Kind, he is kind, but not always.
Tell me, Brody, did any boy even want to get a closer look at Morvaine?
Maybe Adam let him go nearer?
He's trying to find out something about his brother.
No. That's not allowed.
The buses will be banned. There will be fines. Brody, do you know what Adam does for a living?
He tells stories, shows our city. He can yell.
You're an interesting storyteller, Brody. Not very informative so far. From Brody's simple speech, she pieces together a strange picture. Adam Vox, Morvaine's guide, runs bus tours around the city. Hearses for a spectacle. But could it be? Is it worth it? Kira looks at the rusted skeletons of the factory buildings as invisible abacuses click in her mind. She tries to estimate the scale of the cycle. Hundreds of thousands of dollars flow through the old factories. The hub of the country's black markets could rival the budget of a small state. There is money to be made here. But those tours won't leave her alone. They feel like a small, insignificant amusement unless there is something hidden beneath. And in Morvaine, there is always something beneath the surface. A cheap attraction meant to blur the line between a criminal den and everyday life. The best way to hide a slaughterhouse is to lead tourists past it and make them smile. When Brody moves closer to the water and bends down, catching his reflection, Isaac takes the opportunity to quietly speak to the girl. So, what's our conclusion? Adam is a psycho. I heard oh my god, okay. Completely unhinged at that. But something else caught my attention. It seems like he doesn't need money. Fucking awesome, a rich psycho. He doesn't happen to wear some kind of beast mask in his free time, does he? And yet he still runs these tours. Isaac doesn't take his eyes off the double-decker bus standing motionless behind the fence. Do you think it's some kind of abduction scheme, a convenient way to collect live merchandise right off the street? Kira shoots him a quick glance. Does he think his brother could have been taken like that in broad daylight, disguised as a casual outing? I don't know, sounds unlikely. A child going missing on a tour would be an open invitation to comb the entire area. Why would they expose themselves like that? Adam could have been running those buses even before Morvaine became the hub it is now. Who knows? He nods toward the black cars. He found a way to make money off their ruins, and now the locals are using him like a cash cow. He is disturbing the peace, the order. Or maybe Adam is actually waiting for these nests to be discovered and gutted? That's a stretch. If you want to call the police, just dial the number. Why put on a whole show with buses and kids? Oh! Brody suddenly steps up and holds out his only intact hand clenched in a fist. Kira feels something cold and damp, suppresses the urge to pull away and looks down. In his hand, she sees a small lotus flower. Thank you, that's nice.
Brody values friends.
Brody is grateful to you. Graffiti artists, not so much. The man peers into the still surface of the water. Beyond it lies the opposite shore, and Morvaine rises on the horizon. From a distance, it really does look abandoned. The glow of neon signs doesn't spill outside. The only sounds are the faint murmur of the river and the rustling of reeds. Peace. You wouldn't even guess that just a few hundred yards away people are being sold or killed. All abandoned places know how to keep secrets. It's beautiful here. Very. Very. Isaac turns to the girl and, while Brody isn't looking, gestures toward her backpack. He brings his hand to his face and mimics taking something off. She gets it. The mask. She needs to take it out right now. Brody lowers himself onto the grass, sticks a plant stem between his teeth and goes still, staring at the factories. There is nostalgia in his eyes, empty but gentle, as if his thoughts were carrying him back to a time when the workshops were still running, even if he's never actually seen that. Adam mentioned that Morvaine was abandoned about 40 years ago. I don't remember exactly. Brody looks a bit older than that. Could he really remember something from his childhood? A thought crosses her mind. He is the only one who truly loves this place. And only because he doesn't understand what kind of filth it's made of. The girl reaches for her backpack. For a moment, she feels reluctant to shatter this idol. How to read it? There is something disturbingly touching about being unable to perceive evil. When you don't see the dirt, everyone around you seems good. Her fingers find the cold plastic of the mask. Kira slowly pulls it out. Brody, buddy, I need your help. Oh? I need to try to find the right approach, like Isaac. See the mask? The giant lets out a strained sign, his head sinking into his shoulders. Without looking at her, he says, Brody always sees everything. Always. I found it and I want to return it. Kitty wants to return the mask. That's the right thing to do. Let her return it. But I need to know who to give it back. Maybe you can help? Shall we do a good deed? The man turns away. Rubbing the rough stump on his arms with his palm, his gaze fixes off on the ground as his body begins a steady, rhythmic sway. Brody can't say too much. But this isn't too much, is it? Do you know how bad that person feels without the mask? They are in pain. Brody knows that they are in pain, but he is not allowed to talk about it. Why? Will Brody be punished for it? Brody doesn't know. He's never broken the rules. Then he thrums his chest with the stump of his arm. Never. Maybe Brody is allowed to say who can help? The giant shuffles his foot, leaving a long drag mark in the ground where the sole peels up a layer of turf. He thinks slowly, but eventually answers them both with a nod. He knows. That's allowed. Brody's grandpa knows everything. He is old. Kira and Isaac exchange a glance instantly. The same realization cuts through both of them at once. They both ask in unison. And what is Brody's grandpa called? Ronald! Grandpa's name is Ronald. Isaac and Kira look at each other again, not even sure how to comment on that. An unexpected family tie inside Morvaine. Grandpa sometimes says Brody is stupid, but Brody is normal. Brody is normal. No, Brody, you are not normal. But you and I are in the same boat. A boat. Brody knows where the boat is. Brody isn't allowed to talk about that. But Kira and Isaac are good. They are friends. The giant takes a huge step forward and spreads his arm. With frightening but surprisingly controlled strength, he pulls Isaac into his massive chest. Kira instinctively steps back. Brody could easily break someone's ribs with a gesture like that, but the giant only squeezes gently. The outsider's arms hang helplessly at his sides at first, empathizing how lost he is in this sudden display of emotion. But a moment later, forcing himself, he returns the hug, stiff, awkward, restrained in the only way he knows how. Then he pulls back. Isaac lets out a strained breath and gulps air. That was pretty intense, buddy. Now Brody looks at the girl. Maybe we skip the hugging? Kira helped Brody remembers that. Let's do it a bit later. Yeah. What else isn't Brody allowed to talk about? He absolutely can talk about the big game. The giant suddenly snaps his hand over his mouth. His eyebrows shoot up, fear freezing in his eyes at his own talkativeness. What's this big game? It covers debts. If you win. The realization that the secret slipped out comes to him after he has already said it. Brody presses his palm into his face again. Oh! A game that covers debts. Huh. Is that a bluff or some kind of scheme to make money? It hits her, the casino. We open a gambling house in the heart of a criminal hub. Phantom's debt is enormous, but he behaves like it's pocket change. Her mind feverishly pieces the facts together. Phantom is the only one Adam let leave the tour without further questions. What if their conflict is just an act? No, Kimino, he is not. His mind is not okay, you know? He is a little bit have some disease. He is just a little bit. I don't know. He is special. What if their conflict is just an act? A way to gain cheap authority and intimidate a group of naive outsiders? What if Adam, Phantom, and Ronald are in on it together? They found a gold mine, profiting off threats and fake debts. No wonder they placed that machine in the casino. Isaac is more interested in details. Can Brody say what kind of game it is? No. Brody knows everything, but he can keep secrets. Of course he can. Kira feels strange. Turn. On one hand, they need information, and no one is giving it up easily. On the other, Brody is intellectually impaired, so he ends up revealing it anyway. Is it right to take advantage of someone's disability like this? Привет, нормально, как у тебя? Her heart screams no. But the remnants of her consciousness argue with the facts. Didn't she do the same when she reduced and manipulated men for money? Пойдет, хорошо. Как спишь? If Brody's weakness comes from a blow to the head with a crowbar, then theirs is their attraction to her. Когда скинешь мне R&B? Доброе утро. In both cases, she is just pulling the right levers. The girl presses her lips together. The demons in her head can't agree where necessity ends and cruelty begins. Her moral compass has been broken for a long time. One thing she knows for sure, she feels uncomfortable taking advantage of a kind giant. Oh! His attention immediately snaps to the cattails. The dense reed heads swaying in the wind. Brody steps into the thicket and Kira instantly hears branches crack. The man rips out one of the long stems, bends it a few times and throws it down at their feet. Already inspired? Pattern. The game, it's the game. The two of them, Kira and Isaac, exchange a confused glance. Is this a clue or just a simple bit of entertainment from the giant? Ну, ничего страшного, тогда в другой раз. But before either of them can ask another leading question, they abruptly turn toward an energetic voice. Meanwhile, at Morvaine's casino, Phantom perches on the edge of a table in front of two guests, carelessly pushing aside a stack of chips. He eagerly displays the gleaming blade of his personal knife. It's called Viper's Bite. Near the tip, there is a small opening. Poison is meant to be poured through it. Custom made. Cole grimaces, his hand twitching toward the edge of the table. Dude, are you threatening us? Are we not allowed to win here or what? Blair remains icily silent, with only the corner of her mouth twitching slightly. Not at all. I am merely demonstrating the tool's capabilities. It just sounded like... Cole, shut up. Obviously, he is hinting that the jokes are over. Put away your fake chips. Hey, now. Blair wraps her fingers around her partner's wrists gently but firmly. She presses down, restraining his impulse. Mirai Vibes will start writing songs soon. Ладно, давай попробуй тогда. Just listen to me, my beast. You're not the one to complete here. You are intelligent. He's pure madness. Those aren't equivalent, darling. Still, it leaves an unpleasant aftertaste. Listen to your woman, Cole. Women are rarely perceptive. For example, Kira. The thought surfaces on its own, a clear example of recklessness. Yeah. Or criminal carelessness. People like her, he thinks, either die first or quickly grow teeth. It's really fascinating just how sharp are her fangs. And does she even have any beneath that shell of innocence? Phantom brings the blade to his face. The sharpened edge catches the pink neon glow, shattering it into sharp sparks. I don't know how people in relationships with him. Like, I know he got some fans, but yes, Mirai vibes, exactly. He opens his mouth. Slowly, with unsettling pleasure, he drags the tip of his tongue along the edge of the blade. Scarlet streaks of blood immediately smear across the silver metal. Yeah, got it. I like knives more than guns. They are more honest. He licks the blood from his lip, savoring the metallic taste. In his pupils, absolute control ripples mildly with dark euphoria, as if the scent of crimson iron has clarified everything. Blair and Cole react differently. She softens a conflict that hasn't fully formed, while he doesn't fully realize it has already begun. Phantom smirks. After a cut, you need an antidote. Lucky for you, I've got one. Keep fucking showing off if you want, but in Morvaine, you can't just kill someone like that. You need a license to kill. Phantom titles his head back and rolls his eyes, laughing. Phew, I hate his laugh. And what if I don't know who I will want to kill? Can I just buy a license for everyone at once? I'm pretty sure I've got enough money to carve up this town piece by piece. He suddenly leans forward, his voice dropping low. And from now on, you'll choose your words carefully and your methods too. I don't know, Mirai vibes. I don't know. He is lucky, maybe. I don't know even why he came to Morvaine. I don't think he needs to be there. With a sharp motion, the knife whistles through the air and slams into the table, piercing straight through a deck of cards. Cole's eyebrow shoots up. Blair's hand settles calmly on his forearm. It's both an insult and an accusation of cheating. Cole doesn't quite know how to react, but his aggressive stare suggests he will deal with it later. He almost reaches for Blair's revolver, but a lively voice breaks the tension. Good evening, dear comrades. Adam Vox steps out of the shadows, rubbing his hands together. His gaze quickly scans everyone present. I didn't want to come here, but two of mine vanished from my sight. A gloomy boy and a scammer girl who used to hang around with the one pink hair. With the one with pink hair. A scammer girl? Have you seen them? He caught Phantom's attention, whether that calls for congratulations or no. Phantom smirks, flipping the knife in his hand and catching the blade between his fingers. Kira, I hate this face. I don't like him. She isn't very picky about the company she keeps. She will make the decision with whom to be okay by herself, without your opinion. A faint, conflicted flickers of interest lights up his eyes. Hardly about her as a person. More like curiosity about what will happen to her next. I saw them, but what do I get if I tell you? You gonna wipe my debt? You could just answer. Get the heck out of my casino. It's refunded. Okay. Phantom flips the blade again, and Adam flinches slightly at the gesture. He hunches his shoulders and turns away irritably, choosing to avoid conflict. Cole calls after him. They went to the river. The girl, the goth, and the dumb giant. Cole. But that's more than enough information for Adam. I think I know who fits that description. Where the hell did you wander off to? Now. Him again. What, are we bugged or something? Oh god. Isaac rolls his eyes and exhales silently. The guide approaches them quickly, his face set in a bizarre mix of eccentric irritation and concern. He clicks his tongue like a sharp-haired quarreling runaway livestock. He stops in front of them and bends over, hands on his knees, trying to catch his breath. You're running around like someone shot you in the ass. We are not responsible for you outside the city. Oh yeah, and in Morvaine you are. Vogue straightens up, a crooked grin spreading across his lips. Good point, absolutely not there either. But at least there I can pull your necks out of the noose. Out here you have got wild animals, traps, ravens, and God knows what else. Yeah, sure, way more dangerous than gun-toting psychos. Adam Vogue scans the trio and looks eyes on Brody. The giant raises his stump in grinning. The guide's smile instantly fades. Brody! Oh! Did you clean everything today? Brody clean! All clean! Brody didn't finish. The crap's back on the walls again. Graffiti punks. They won't stop until someone rips their arms off. Jesus! Brody's face changes in an instant. The friendly mask slips away. His eyes darken, his breathing turns deep and raged, swelling his powerful chest. Now he looks terrifying, just like when they first met him. Kira remembers that feeling well. She instinctively takes a few steps back, not wanting to catch stray anger. An enraged Brody no longer seems human, more like a machine built to grind bones. Where is that crap on the walls? Brody rises to his full height, looming over them like a black cliff. His voice vibrates low in his throat. Brody will take a rag and wipe it all clean. Brody will break the hooligans' arms and throw them into the factory furnace. Brody will scatter their ashes on the road. Kira freezes, feeling cold sweat run down her spine. Isaac keeps a stone face, but his fingers search for something in his jacket pocket. Adam Vogue just squints with satisfaction, admiring what he's done. At the base of the fourth chimney, I saw them a minute ago. Go on, Brody, show them how much you love cleanliness. Ow! The giant heads toward Morvaine with purpose, ignoring the path, cutting straight through the grass. Kira watches him go. Soon his massive figure blends into the grey concrete of the industrial zone. Adam turns his attention back to them. Why do you always end up with different companions? Whatever, it's not important. What are you doing here? The guide looks them over from head to toe and casually notices the branches Brody left behind. Irritated, he throws up his hands, steps forward, and with a short, disguised shove of his boot crushes the symbol into a shapeless pile. This is a restricted area. It's dangerous here. He's not even hiding that he is erasing evidence. Jesus. What's dangerous about it? It's just nature all around. Adam bares his teeth. Out here, nature is more dangerous than industry. It's been poisoned, ruined long ago. I wouldn't recommend getting close to the river. The guide steps closer, slipping between them. Heavily hands settle on their shoulders like a friendly embrace. A suffocating, sticky scent hits them, sweet perfume mixed with a sharp spice. Adam leans in, his voice dropping to a whisper. It's soaked in toxic fumes from the factories so deeply it hasn't cleared in decades. Yes, good idea, Mirai vibes, by the way. His fingers tighten slightly on their shoulders. Breathe it in long enough, and the poison will cloud your mind. Hollow out your consciousness and drag your deepest fears to the surface. Blurs the line between reality and madness. You will start seeing things. Grotesque, horrifying, obscene. Kira swallows quietly. Unease creeps over her, whether from the story or the oppressive closeness of the guide. The nature that had seemed peaceful, beloved by Brody, now feels threatening. She can't tell, is it his power of persuasion at work, or did the air really grow colder? Too much Too much conflict. Adam is kinda strange. You know, Adam will never kill you. It looks like this, that Adam will not kill you. Because he is just like the Adam. He is like a little bit like scared of everything. He really doesn't like conflicts. Adam suddenly pulls back and claps them on the shoulders, snapping them back to reality. But let's not dwell on it. Morvaine is very kind to its guests. All you have to do is follow the rules, pay your debts, and kill only with a license. Right, that's all. And also don't get blackmailed by a psycho. But that's optional. Isaac, with cold disgust, brushes the guide's touch from his hair and collar. I don't know. The air feels fresher here than in yours. Cesspool. That's just how it seems. Alright, I have said my piece. I've got a well-earned break waiting. There is only one of me and too many of you. And honestly, you are exhausting. You came here yourself. Most tourists are these ungrateful. He turns away, but Isaac's question makes him freeze in place. What is the big game? What? Adam lightly slaps his own face with his palm. Did Brody fucking spill everything to you already? We asked him ourselves. Don't get close to him. Adam squints, staring into the dusk where the giant disappeared. A crooked, mocking smirk spreads across his face. You have already heard his touching, barely coherent little story. Why does he always sound so disgustingly condescending? What story? I want the details. Adam breaks into cheerful laughter. He was just a kid when the workshop were still running. He showed up out of nowhere. Filthy, starving, no family. The workers didn't chase him off. There was nowhere to go. Adam gestures vaguely, sweeping his hand along the horizon. There are miles of empty land all around. They took him in like one of their own. They slowly taught him to read, write, even crack rough worker jokes. Brody was a sharp kid, a helper. A lot of them didn't have families, so they treated him like one of their own. He got up big and strong early on, got used to things quickly, started with simple errands, then they began giving him light tasks. A rough life. I wonder if Brody got lost or if someone abandoned him. And then someone dropped a crowbar from the scaffolding right onto his head. Adam's voice lowers, taking on a faint seriousness. I heard all the workshops shut down that day. The man panicked for the kid and dropped everything. They got fined by the foreman, but that didn't matter then. Adam speaks and Kira feels her hair stand on end from the surge of emotion, like she can see it all happening. Little Brody, a split skull, a dark red stain spreading across the concrete. Around him, swearing, the heavy stomp of boots, rough hands trying to press the wound closed. Shouts drowning in the fading hum of cooling machines. And long months of recovery ending with the verdict. Irreversible damage to the frontal lobes. That's how he became the local idiot. That's the story. Now you know a bit more about Brody. God. Isaac. Now there is just enough left of his brain to mindlessly scrub walls. And then he even lost his arm somewhere along the way. Life is a bitch, huh? That's putting it mildly. I feel sorry for Brody. Pity is pointless, girl. It won't help him in any way. That biker really got under your skin. I wonder what Kaiden would say right now, from his empath's perspective. I still think if the workers had scrapped all that gray matter of the concrete and put it back in his head back then, maybe he wouldn't have lost his mind. Well, I'll be off then. Wait, you never answered the question. Adam freezes and slowly turns his head. A fake look of confusion spreads across his face. Oh, what question? About the big game. Ah, he waves vaguely toward the darkening workshops, that same slick smirk playing on his lips. I will tell you some other time. Gotta run. As always, he's dodging the question the second things get serious. Unbelievable, a true master of evasion. Adam exhales loudly, adjusts his collar and is about to step into the darkness when Kira feels a sharp, almost painful urge rise within her to squeeze at least a drop of truth out of him. She suddenly calls after him. Can I ask one quick question? Last one. The guide turns back annoyed. Why are you so unbelievably pushy? Like I don't have anything else to do. Fine, ask. Why is graffiti forbidden in a city where trading dead bodies is allowed? There has to be some kind of order. He walks off with a lazy gait, whistling under his breath. Right now, at this point, would begin a special scene with Isaac when buying his super legendary outfit. Have you ever seen it? No, never! How to buy this outfit? But how to buy outfits? I don't know how to make it. Can link the part. I mean, you can just watch it on YouTube. Okay, you can send me a link in the Discord. I'm sad that I will not have this. I never bought any outfits. Never. But how to buy them? The two sit shoulder to shoulder on flattened grass by the riverbank. Yeah, you need to buy it in the store and it's not exactly cheap, just for one scene. How much? Interesting, just interested. I have American account now, so it will not be cheap 100%. I will not buy it anyway, just I'm interested. The two sit shoulder to shoulder on flattened grass by the riverbank. Adam took the oppressive atmosphere with him when he left. The shore calmed down, now looking like an ordinary little corner of nature. Thank God he's gone. Do you still think that story about toxic fumes is true? That the river is completely rotten? No, just another campfire tale. Isaac picks up a flat stone and skips it across the surface of the water. It makes 3 lazy hops before sinking. The current would have washed everything away long ago. A river can't hold toxins for decades. It's not stagnant water. Stagnant water loses oxygen and turns into a breeding ground for deadly blah blah blah. It makes sense. There are plenty of stories like that. I've heard that if cruise ships give out free ice cream, it means they are clearing space in the freezers for corpses. Kira turns to him, raising an eyebrow. Seriously? A lot of people believe it, but it's nonsense. A morgue is required on all large ships, and sanitation rules wouldn't allow storing a corpse in a food freezer. I never thought about that. Talk to him about life. Про черный рынок. Yes. Again. Very beautiful cats, like very beautiful scene. Isaac looks at her through their reflection in the water. Small ripples barely distort his face. Their knees lightly touch. Why I have only one heart for Isaac? Is that okay? So, not so much. Why? Okay. I'm not used to being afraid of nature. Buildings are much worse. Why? The city is more convenient. Everything you need for comfort. Isaac peers into the depths. The river reflects even his quiet voice, carrying it back in a faint echo. My brother was taken in the city. We lived in a good neighborhood and knew our neighbors. That's why I wasn't too worried when he went out for a walk. It was a residential area with everyone in plain sight. Noisy housewives watching from their windows. This wasn't supposed to happen. When someone close disappears, first comes denial. You tell yourself they just left. Got tired of everything, burned out. Kira feels Isaac relax beside her, his presence growing closer. Took a break and will show up at the door tomorrow. But not when it's a 10-year-old kid. In that moment you realize something happened. And I had give anything to know what. Isaac lowers his hand, touching the water. A rainbow film wraps around his fingers, carried by the current. Something appears in the depths, slowly drifting closer. Careful! Looks like a fish. I like fish. It's super hard to get hearts. I think you maxed out. Only focus on Isaac this run. Yeah. But you know, in the last game that I played, I have already a lot of hearts in the end of the game, and I got more and more and more, so they give more than you can earn sometimes. The next moment, a small pale hand grabs Isaac by the wrist. Kira freezes in horror. In front of them, distorting their reflections, a child's body rises to the surface. Cloudy, eyes wide open, mouth slightly ajar, black veins spreading beneath the skin. Dark, matted hair. Skin resembling a wax figure. Evan? Evan! God, that's his brother. Evan! I know you're alive! And I know you're here! A splash, and the corpse disappears, not sinking, but dissolving into the waves before their eyes. Kira blinks rapidly, trying to suppress the surge of panic. Her lungs tighten. She can't breathe, her throat locked by fear. Isaac pushes off and jumps into the water near the bank, knee-deep where his brother had just been. He plunks his hands down, but his fingers find only a black-gray handful of silt. In silent shock, as much as his lack of emotion allows, he looks at the girl, completely lost but not afraid. Did you see that? Did you see him, or am I losing my mind? I did. God. She wants to leave, but her body refuses to move, paralyzed by horror. This is so shocking. At this point, I didn't know what to believe anymore. Like, is this real? Really? The chemicals? Some magic? Crazy? Yes. Maybe it is really poisoning air. In my opinion, it's poisoning air. People, like, I was watching videos about Morvaine, and people said that Phantom should be like a magical someone. But I'm not sure there is some magic in this game. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. She wants to leave, but her body refuses to move, paralyzed by horror. Isaac steps back in onto the shore, looking around, then says, I'm going to step away. I need to calm down. Just a few feet. Okay? I will keep you in sight. Okay. It's just my brother was my whole family. The words cut just as sharply as the realization that comes with them. For her, too. Her brother. Jer. Because of the shock, her thoughts drift back into the past. It comes in fragments. A few years ago. Feel at home. Feel at home. Jer says every time Kira feels down. Several years have passed since their parents died, and the pain has long since faded, but from time to time there are evenings that bring the memories rushing back. Yeah, maybe a terrible accident at the factory, and this is even the reason everyone left the city, full of that toxic chemical, making people see horrifying things. Why not? I posted the exclusive Isaac scene Discord gaming. The outfit is 15 euro, by the way. I'm not ready to spend so much just to read No. I will watch it for free on the YouTube. I will come back after 2 minutes, okay? Okay. And we will read that scene. To tell the truth, it's not very interesting to read about her brother. By the way, this melody reminds me of Psy a little bit. And like, you know, the text also a little bit reminds me of Psy. It looks like Psy game. Several years have passed since their parents died, and the pain has long since faded, but from time to time there are evenings that bring the memories rushing back. Those endless questions: how would everything have turned out if they were still alive? He wouldn't have showed his diploma, how should I pronounce that, into a drawer, but would have joined the service like he dreamed. He wouldn't have wasted his best years on low-grade shifts, grabbing any side job he could just to pay their shared rent and keep the two of them afloat. He wouldn't have had to finance her education alone, to act as a strong, tireless protector. Kira realizes that she has never once seen him sad. He simply never allowed himself that, but there was always the same refrain: feel at home. The interesting part is Kira's past. I hated all about it, however, was hard to read. There is a little bit psychological horror to me. Yeah, it was hard to... yeah. Really. Because we are family. What's wrong with the camera? Like, I feel that I'm not... Okay, I hope it's okay. And it enrages her, throws her off. She's a teenager who lost her parents, and sometimes rebellion just takes over. Bitterness toward the circumstances, toward Jer's guardianship, toward the fact that he never once blamed her for having to abandon his studies. It would have been easier to endure her anger if he knew how to blame her in return. At least they would have thought. He would have dropped some of that responsibility and she would have found her own life. She would, somehow, on her own. You didn't sleep well today. What time are you leaving? You didn't sleep well, I can tell. Already. But I will be reachable. I know, yeah. Kira counts down the minutes in her head, carefully pretending she isn't waiting so impatiently for him to leave. She rearranges things, looks out the window, keeps her hand busy with one pointless task after another. Before stepping out, Jer turns to her and pins her in place with his gaze. Don't bring your Escobar here. I don't like him. Her brother calls her boyfriend Escobar. Lucas has Latin American roots, facial tattoos, and a lean, sun-bronzed body. She finds the nickname offensive, but Jer doesn't even try to hide his contempt. They only recently started dating, and Lucas isn't as bad as her brother makes him out to be. It feels to her as if with him she might finally stop choking on that constant sense of guilt. Why? Because he's afraid. Of who? Me. Because you act like you had strangled him with your bare hands? No, Kira, because he feels he has every reason to be afraid. I know it, even if I can't prove it. The girl rolls her eyes and makes an impatient gesture toward the door. Just go already. I will call you on the way. I've got something to tell you. Okay. Jer lets out a disapproving sign and leaves the apartment. Kira snorts at the closing door. He's so annoying. He sees threats everywhere, but tattoos are art, not just a mark of a criminal, even if they are written across someone's face. So what if it says fuck laws? She settles comfortably on the couch. And half an hour later she opens the door for Lucas. A little later, Lucas stands in the hallway, idly running his fingers over the key box. It belonged to her mother. Jer refused to throw it away and placed it there deliberately so he would see it the moment he came home. Along with the keys, it holds their parents' wedding rings. The guy picks them up, rolls them in between his fingers, then tries one on. Gold? I saw a video where they made Lucas brighter, like they showed his face, you know? With the effects, they tried to show his face. Why if Lucas is Fox? Gold? Did it work? Yes, but he was not so handsome. Put that back. It's sacred. Why? It's a memory of mom and dad. Why? The living need them more. So he's Latina boy. Yeah, Lucas. You remember in the last episode what happened? We met a new guy. It's not even a spoiler. We met a new guy. Why? Maybe it was Lucas, but I don't know. But maybe Lucas just will be on the past only. Why? The living need them more. Are you serious right now? Lucas laughs, puts the rings back and steps toward the girl, pulling her into a rough embrace and holding her there while she fumes. Me too. About Fox? Is Lucas. Let go. Alright. Sorry, baby. Don't make a fuss. I grew up on the streets. There is no room for symbolism there. Why if his friend is a fox? Because Luca's friend, you remember? We will read it now. He was in love with Kira. What if it was his friend? I grew up on the streets. There is no room for symbolism there. If you die, your inheritance goes to whoever can make use of it. Let's analyze. If they are really gold, you can pawn them and rent a place for now. Kira slips out of his arms, pushing him in the chest. Don't you even think about it. It's temporary. I've got a big debt hanging over me. When it's paid, we will buy them back along with the place. We will be fine, yeah? Kira crosses her arms over her chest. Lucas attracts her with his sex appeal, simplicity, and relentless optimism. But when it comes to certain values, they are just too different. Big depth like in Morvaine. Really. Lucas adjusts his cap and pulls the girl back toward him again. His tone turns softer, more intimate. Hey, can you do me a favor? A courier's coming soon. Can you go down and pick it up? Why don't you go yourself? I just ordered a little gift for a friend and I don't get along with the courier. I don't want him to see me. He gives her a pleading look, gazing at her with puppy-like devotion. Please, baby, help me out. Kira crosses her arms, looking at him with a mix of irony and growing irritation. Remind me why I'm even dating you. He smirks crookedly, and for a moment a self-satisfied glint flashes in his eyes. Lucas leans in, closing the distance. Come on. Yeah, he's got a lot of tattoos on his face. What about the new guy in Morvaine? He also got a lot of tattoos, or no? I don't remember. Only guys like me can claw their way out of the gutter to the top with a snap of their fingers, huh? You want to get out of the crap too, don't you? Or are you planning to keep living off your brother forever? He hints at nerve. There is something invisible in Luca's bluntness that puts her on edge, but her lack of experience in relationships treacherously whispers, "You're imagining it. You're too picky. This isn't intuition. You just don't know real life." Kira swallows down the lump of suspicion though she should have clung to it and run. But instead, she only nods, giving in to his pressure. Fine, I can. By the way, here she wasn't Asian, like I got Asian Kira. Here she is like European. After she leaves, Lucas gets a phone call. Lying back on the couch with his feet up, he answers his friend. Diego. Remember, his name is Diego. Kira around? She's gone. And he is Lucas. You have got at least 10 to 15 minutes. Can you talk? Yeah. And her brother? Relax, he's on shift until evening, I checked. Okay, are we on schedule? Well, listen, I'm already sick of babysitting her. This holier than though attitude makes my teeth clench. I know, we've got a deal. I remember she's your type and all that. Diego going on the list. I play the bloody Gentlemen, lead her around by the hand, wipe her tears, and also I can hand her over to you in perfect condition. This is so fucking... I hate men. When I was reading that moment, I thought I hate men. They really can be like that. Like, they really want to make this just... shit. There. He lazily spins a lighter between his fingers, the metallic click forming a steady rhythm. The phone is pressed between his shoulder and ear. But bro, how long is this gonna take? My patience isn't infinite. She looks at me like I'm her savior, and I'm itching to end this circus. Let's speed this up before her watchdog brother rips my head off. You know, he trails her like a shadow. I don't know how to get to know her. She won't accept me. She will go straight on the defensive. Lucas' lips curl into a smirk as he flicks the lighter. A flame sparks, lighting up the tattoos on his cheekbones. There is always a way, even when you are a disgusting bastard. He takes a drag, inhales smoke toward the ceiling, and scratches his chin with the edge of his free hand. The next scene contains details related to planning serious crimes against a person. You may read it in full or in shortened version. Full. It's the worst part of Morvaine for me so far. Everything in this episode from now. At the end of the week, we will head out to the woods. I will invite her. We will grill some meat, set up tents, bring some booze. I've got a little thing that works. I will knock her out instantly, and then it's your turn. And when she wakes up, she will accept it. What choice will she have? Just... Lucas, I hate you even more than Irma from Psy. Get her pregnant, she's yours. Too bad if the kid ends up looking like you. That'd be a failure. And if she gets an abortion, if she ends it, she will think it's mine. I'm planning to cuddle up with her all evening, make her think it was all for love, romance and all that. Fuck, risky. Relax, she has no family. Once she gives birth, she won't dare to make a move. Then I'll introduce you. I'll say, surprise, this is the father. Why if he is... Maybe no. Why if Lucas is... He looks like... No, maybe no. Women are simple creatures. For their child, they will even lean to love to devil, and they will forgive anything. He crushes his cigarette against the edge of the table and finally picks up his phone, squinting with satisfaction. All right, get the car and the money ready. It will be fun. Talk soon. Lucas hangs up, and lifting his head, he freezes. Maybe Diego is foxy. Maybe Diego is fox because Lucas is not interested at her. He just wants to make money or give a debt, I don't know. But I hope it's not a fox. I hope it's no. The door in front of him is wide open, and instead of the slender girl with a bag in her hands, well, hello, you fucking bastard. Jer is standing there. From his expectation and his bloodless, clenched fists, it's clear he heard the entire conversation. Crap! Where the heck did you come from? Lucas reminds me of... Say hello to my big brother, really, yeah. Phantom a little bit. But he also looks like Kaiden a little bit. I don't know, Phantom. But I don't think he is Phantom, but anyway, just saying. Lucas springs up instantly, vaulting onto the sofa and scanning the room for an exit. Anyway, if it was Phantom, Kira recognized him, you know? I think Lucas is just like, yeah, was trying to make money. But his friend, who wants Kira, it's another question. Yes, Mirai vibes. Yes, they have. The floor is high. Jumping out the window would mean certain death. His gut senses trouble. Adrenaline surges through his body. If he doesn't run, he will have to fight back, and he's very good at that. Jer is on edge, his gaze snapping across the room, searching for anything he could use as a weapon. A pale gaze of rage clouds his vision. His jaw is clenched too tightly it hurts, and he barely forces the words out over his shoulder. Kira, close the door, now, outside. Only now does Lucas notice the girl peeking out from the doorway, panic in her eyes. Now! And don't you even dare ask me not to touch him. Kira stands in the doorway, gripping the frame so tightly her knuckles go white. Shock flickers across her face, then disgust, then everything is swallowed by a cold, heavy emptiness. She looks at Lucas, at this tattooed piece of trash who was kissing her minutes ago and who was just telling his friend how he had hang her over and knock her up. I won't. I heard everything. Beat him, Jer, beat him. A loud slam echoes in her ears. The lock clicks, cutting the room off from the outside world. Only two remain, the one who deserves punishment and the one who came to deliver it. You will have to make a choice. Inside the room there is harder version, blah blah blah. Watch the scene from inside the room. Both of them freeze before the first move. Jer waits. He measures his opponent, studying his stance. Lucas is big, wiry, covered in tattoos, used to street-level filth. He will fight dirty, on the sly. Jer, on the other hand, has years of preparation for a military academy behind him, an academy he never ended up attending. If Lucas is chaos, Jer is cold strategy. The only flaw is that rage is blinding him right now. I'm going to kill you, but it will be really close. I'm not going to kill you, but it will be really close. Take your shot, golden boy. Break me and my guys will come for you. And for your little sister too. I can handle all of you alone. Jer exhales sharply, forcing his rage down. Lucas moves first, kicking a mug off the armrest and catching it in his hand. Glass rings out as he smashes it into the wall, shards scattering everywhere, forming a crude rose, ugly, but with a sharp edge. You had better leave me. Let me leave. Who's she got left if you get killed? You're petty. Doubt hits Jer for only a second. He understands perfectly that Lucas and his kind have nothing to lose. One question pounds in his mind. How did Kira end up with someone like this piece of trash? He will deal with that later. He will have a talk with her about her taste in men. His mistake. He had always avoided talks like that. Lucas lunges. The shard of glass whistles past Jer's face by inches. Jer dodges. His opponent's momentum gives him a split-second opening. He grabs a heavy chair. A swing, and the wood knocks Lucas off his feet, sending him crashing to the floor. Bitch! And you're stupid too. Trash. Who are you trying to cut with that? Jer closes the distance in a few steps and raises the chair over Lucas again. He strikes. Again and again. Not to kill. Something worse. To leave him a vegetable. They will only realize that later. That's good. He will be a vegetable. Do you know what is vegetables? Vegetable? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that in your language, in English language, you have that. I'm not sure that in your language, guys, vegetable, a person with brain injury that can't do anything anymore. Yes. So he can't be fox because he is vegetable. Diego can be fox. Like when they can't move their body anymore. No. Jer comes back on H. Lucas is already gone from the apartment and Kira doesn't ask where her brother took him or what he did. A faint tremor runs through her. She feels foolish, realizing that her reckless impulses and string of bad choices could have ruined her life for good. Kim, you know, I don't like your jokes. I think it's scareful what you're writing sometimes. Please don't make me feel uncomfortable. When Jer steps into the room, she rushes toward him and throws her arms around him tightly. He returns the embrace just as firmly. She barely holds back tears. How did you know? How did you figure out he wanted to hurt me? Is that why you stayed close by? I stayed, Kira, because you are still a fool. You haven't lived enough yet. You don't see the obvious things. I understand maybe he's kind of right. But I hate when someone was trying to, you know, control me in my life. I hate controlling people so much. I hate when my exes did that. I remember my father once was trying to control me. One day only, by the way, kind. Okay, maybe 2 or 3 times it was. Like he acted like a father, but it was cringe. And my mom was controlling me, and you know, sometimes. And now I can't deal with people like that. I just want to run away from them. Even if Jer saved her life, even like that. Even if he made kind of a good thing. Anyway, he is so controlling. Yeah, I mean, in this case it was helpful. But in general, you haven't lived enough yet. You don't see the obvious things. Remember this, not everyone is good. Really? Not everyone has good intentions. You need to keep people who truly wish you well in your inner circle. When you are older, when you step out into the world, you will learn to tell the difference yourself. You don't even know what was in that package you went down to pick up. I didn't make it in time. You scared the taxi off. Tomorrow we are going to have a serious talk. We will go over your taste and what kind of treatment is acceptable and what isn't. Can I please make my mistakes in life, make my decisions, burn maybe a lot, I don't know, but it will be my life and I will understand what is my taste and what is not my taste by myself, please, without your permission? Thank you, brother. I don't want to talk with you. It's that controlling feeling that scares me with everything, and yes, I hate it. Got it? Her brother's voice is strict, yet warm at the same time. Feeling her tremble, he doesn't let go of her. Are you going to get in trouble for beating him? She hears the reassuring smirk in his voice. I won't. I dug up a few old family connections and got everything settled. The girl sits down on the couch, tucking her legs under herself. She looks up, meeting his eyes, full of worry for her, yet warm at the same time. I'm sorry. Why is she white? She should be Asian. Wait. Yes, she is Asian here. Okay. Her voice is barely audible, almost drowned out by the rush of blood in her ears. For not believing you. For not wanting to believe you when you talked about Lucas. I thought it was just your stupid, overprotective habits. Your need for control. Also, it was it. I can't even imagine what would have happened if you had just gone to your shift. Jer steps closer, keeping his composure. He sits down beside her. Kira knows. The lecturer will come. He will definitely yell at her later once he stops shaking and pick apart every one of her mistakes like he promised. But right now, support comes first. Get this into your head once and for all. I worry about you. He closes his eyes for a moment, shaking off the last of the tension, and one corner of his lips lifts slightly. And from now on, you will introduce all your flings to me first. If I found out they so much as said one wrong word to you or even looked at you the wrong way, I'll be picking up a chair again instead of a rifle. Oh God. No, okay. Don't even roll your eyes. I know he loves her, but it's uncomfortable. She leans her temple against her brother's shoulder and feels herself finally relax. Maybe tomorrow there will be consequences. Maybe Lucas' friends will decide to bare their teeth, or the police will start asking questions they won't like. But right now, in the dim half light of the living room, Kira feels completely safe for the first time in a long while. Because the one person who will never betray her is sitting beside her, gripping her hand tightly in his own. And remember one thing. Stay away from crime. You will end up in a ditch or in prison. I just know this. I will always protect you. She wants to say thank you, but a sob slips out instead. Feel at home. Now she understands the phrase. Home is where your family is. She and Jer. Present time shortly before the trip to Morvaine. Stay away from crime. You will end up in a ditch or in prison. A bitter irony, he warned her, and now he is the one behind the bars. And Kira will get him back, no matter what. Because she needs money, she found a new way to earn. Because she needs money, she found a new way to earn it. And because of that, Fox is now pinned in her contacts. She keeps chatting with him, all the while running the numbers in her head. I wonder how much his account is worth. I know it's expensive, but she mentally goes through all the skins, the premium weapons she's seen him use in their games together. This sum is already substantial, and that's assuming she doesn't even know everything. She starts typing a message. Or maybe... Maybe what? No, I can't be that direct, not yet. He will send something off and bolt. No, nothing. Are you shy about flirting? I have always wondered, how do you picture me? She smiles, but really, it's like walking through a minefield. She needs to compliment him without touching on any personal qualities that might disappoint if they turn out not to match. She can't say he's handsome. What if he isn't? That might push him away. You're smart. I picture you in a modern apartment on a high floor with a beautiful view of the city. A powerful laptop. She deliberately emphasizes certain words, letting her tone convey interest, so Fox takes it as a compliment. How did she imagine him? Good question. Something like that. You're getting a little too worked up there. So much that I might need to step away. You know where. Will you stay with me forever? Anything is possible, who knows? What is that pictures?
Yes, but I vibes, exactly.
Now the girl's imagination works differently, more realistically. But that was then before the stolen account. Morvaine, the threats, and the daily animalistic blackmail. I wanted to make a picture of. Your brother did warn you. Don't get mixed up in a crime.
Fuck.
Wanna regret not listening? It's Kira here, you see? She is watching. He is watching her. It was Kira's hair. Kira's pink hair. On the screen, it was her hair. I'll make sure you do. Her photos are pinned all over the wall, ones from her webcam and the ones she posted on social media. Oh. A knife blade is stuck beside them. Kira shakes her head, snapping out of it. It was a Blue Yeti microphone, by the way. Now, Isaac steps closer again, his figure looming over the girl like a dark shadow. He places a hand on her shoulder. I feel better, thanks for waiting. What was that? I don't know. Hallucinations. Maybe it's from lack of sleep, or maybe we ate something. But we both saw him. They ate also burgers, but Isaac didn't. Isaac didn't eat a burger. He said he's not hungry. So maybe it's really the air. Yes, I'm a detective. But Kira, that's not how it works. He lifts his eyes to her and repeats as if trying to convince himself. That's not how it works. On the other hand, you can't even chalk it up to some failed prank. I tried to explain it to myself, but my mind just refuses. A little more and I will start believing that deranged bastard was right, that it really is the river. Bastard? The guide. That's what I will call him. Shall we get out of here? How are you? Yeah, I've remembered some things. I have had better days. I never liked this place, but today it's especially strange. I hate not understanding what's happening to me. Same. Let's go. She glances at the river. The oily sheen is hidden under a pale haze. Everything is just as quiet as if nothing's wrong. They must have imagined it. Strange that both of them did and saw the same thing. Yes, he can be fox. As if Isaac's emotions and fears had surfaced, taking shape for her too. She exhales, trying to shake off the lingering dread. Time to get back to the goal. One thing became clear. She needs to talk to Ronald. If Brody knows who Fox is, that old driver might be involved too. One is simple-minded, the other speaks in rhythms. Great plan, but there is no other choice. The girl walks ahead, watching her step. Her eyes catch on a pair of sneakers. She looks up. Yeah. Kira tries to scream, but her throat locks in spasm. You just stood there and watched them cut me. Watched the steel sink into flesh and didn't look away. Watched me die. Watched them dump my body. He will come for you too. He will devour you soon. At last, a scream tears out of her lungs. Her mind screams, run! Run! She doesn't look back at Isaac, only follows her body's impulses. This isn't a conscious decision. These are primal urges she's never felt before, a reaction to horror. Fear drives her. Kira breaks into a run along the path toward to Morvaine. She hears a voice and footsteps behind her, but can't make them out through the ringing panic in her ears. Her soles sink into the damp ground with a wet squelch, thorny branches lashing at her face. But she feels no pain. Forward to the city. Morvaine has walls, Morvaine has locks. Then she slams into a dense, solid figure. The impact with someone's body knocks the remaining air from her lungs. She loses her balance and falls hard onto her back. The dark figure sways as well, then looms right over her. An icy spasm runs through her body. She can't see a face, only a massive silhouette. A dead silence falls, broken only by her own raged breathing. Yes.